You're listening to Trifecta Sound on ISO.
What up, everybody? This is G, and welcome to the Super Dope Radio Cast, the monthly radio show podcast where we nerd out about music and other things we find super dope. Today, I am joined by a local legend within the music community and within our community, Phil Can Music, the homegirl / my former enemy, now friends,
Yes.
Villa. Say what up to the people.
What's up, everyone? I go by Villa. That's VExclamation point LLAH.
We'll put that right. Actually, no, we don't even need to put it right here because I got your
right.
merch
Oh my
right here.
gosh, Sorry.
I'm a
Damn.
fan. I'm a supporter. Completely forgot about that. I don't have to do any as many graphics today. So yeah, we're here today talking. We just had an event that went down last weekend called SUPERDOPE, which is a yearly event done by Phil Can Music. We'll get into that a bit later on. So before we get into all that, let's talk about like your origins and your beginnings. First thing I wanted to bring up is you went to Iona, correct?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So I don't know if I told you, but you went to school with my sister.
Really?
Yeah.
Younger sister?
Yeah. A little closer.
Sorry, younger sister?
Yeah. She's 8 years younger than me, so she's 98.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm 97, so she was a year
Yeah. So
younger.
yeah. I think she like saw a couple posts. Yeah. Yeah. So you're different years.
Mhm.
I think she saw a couple posts like maybe a year or two ago, and she's like, I know her from like she went to school with me. I was like, the fuck, that's Villa. How do you know Villa?
Oh my gosh.
And you two share a first name.
Ashley?
Yeah.
No
well,
way.
Yeah, she's Ashley Jade.
Ashley. Oh yes, I do. I
So you
do.
remember?
I do.
Okay, sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. I love this. Small world, you know?
Yeah. And especially from like because you and I are a few years apart,
Mhm.
and then now that we're in the same community, and then like years ago, you and my sister were in the same bubble.
Yeah.
So it's weird that things come around for us full circle. So
I love that.
yeah. So Iona is it's like the only way I can describe it is like the show Victorious.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's like Hollywood, the Hollywood Arts of Mississauga High Schools, basically, right?
Yeah, sure. I guess, but I mean, there was another school, Cawthra, that was.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
a-
public school
yeah,
version.
yeah, and I feel like the only reason why we had the art school at Iona was to bring people in.
Hmm.
And and then it became mainly an art school.
Yeah.
So you had to take an arts credit.
Yeah. So which arts what do I call it, man? What arts program did you major in for Iona?
So I actually didn't do any arts. It's funny because like I actually didn't do anything. I didn't do like the singing program, music. I just went in and I was more business, and I was involved with a lot of with some sports like basketball and a part of student council as well. But I guess I wasn't in there for that, but I did take drama at one point, which was a lot of fun with a lot of improv,
Yeah.
but nothing with music. I had other people who were in the music program, but I was never in it,
Hmm.
which is funny
No,
to think about.
that's the same thing with me too. Like when I was in high school, it was just a regular high school. But when I was in high school, I didn't take any like nothing music related. But it's more so because I was more of a visual arts person back in the day. So
Yes.
my whole career path mentally back then was like I'm gonna do a bunch of arts courses. I don't need like these science and English courses and math and stuff like that because I knew I
Yeah.
wanted to get into the arts, visual arts. I was gonna go to Sheridan. I was gonna graduate in like illustration or something, and then take off from there. But then around like the 11th grade, we had like media class where we were able to make our own music and our own film and
Oh,
television
that's
related
sick.
stuff, and then that kind of sparked all the other creative paths that I take now more so than visual arts. So yeah, it's weird that we have the same
That's awesome.
career
I
path.
love that.
and it was like nothing music related, but now our whole lives are all
Are
music.
dedicated to
Yeah.
it now.
Were you a shy person back in the days?
Oh no, I was a social butterfly.
Okay.
I feel like maybe at the beginning, obviously grade 9, you get nervous, whatever. But I think because I was involved in a lot of school sports from before in elementary,
Mm-hmm.
I knew other people who were going to my high school because I knew from sports,
Mm-hmm.
from basketball, volleyball, soccer, all that jazz. And I think that's why I was able to connect with other people because I knew them prior from a game and yeah, like I think I was still that tiny but mighty person, and especially in sports,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think people obviously still remembered me from elementary and yeah, I think it was just easy for me to kind of navigate. I was a social butterfly. I wasn't really shy and I think I was used to the whole maybe like uh getting out of my comfort zone because sometimes in high school you kind of figure yourself out
Mm-hmm.
and navigate your path, but I was actually also side note, sorry, but
No,
I
it's
was
all good.
pretty chubby back then and I was still very confident thinking about it before because I'm definitely a lot more confident now. It's a whole different level of confidence. It's like self-love
Mm-hmm.
and all of that stuff, but before, like looking back, my friends would tell me, they were telling me you were still very confident in your body, Ash, and I mean Villa. Sorry, oh gosh,
Yeah, I mean, you
it's all
already. I
good.
mean, I already kind of
People,
exposed your first
yeah.
name earlier. I didn't even know if you wanted to
Oh
mention
no,
your first name, but yeah.
it happens, but yeah, that's pretty much how I felt with being in high school. I was definitely a social butterfly. Like I don't think I was shy. I think I was still able to get out of my comfort zone, and I think because of sports, it pushed me. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, for me, I was the opposite. I was like a very shy, not like when I get comfortable, then I
Mhm.
can be a little more out there. But like generally speaking, I was very shy. I was um, like the thought of being on stage like terrified me,
Yeah.
and just like it was similar to my fear of roller coasters,
Ooh,
where like if you just like I'm not a roller coaster person. So
that's
me
okay.
just thinking like whenever I go to Wonderland, my cousins would be like, "Hey, so I'm gonna take you on this roller coaster, right? You're gonna ride this with me, right? Like, don't be a wuss. Like, come with me, come with me. I'm
Mhm.
gonna make you come with me." And then like just like my Wonderland experiences were never fun, or like it just had a lot of anxiety because like anytime we walked closer to the roller coaster, I was like, "Oh man, my cousins are gonna make me go."
Yeah, they're gonna
And I
chirp
just,
me.
yeah, like, so, like, half of my Wonderland experiences as a child were just like my heart was always racing because, like, I was
Mhm.
so scared to go on these roller coasters. And it was similar with my experience to, like, just thinking about being, like, in front of a crowd
Uh huh.
on my own or, like, on stage and stuff. Like, I always, like, just thinking about it gave me the anxiety of,
Mhm.
like, not wanting to do it. But I always had a passion to want to be on stage and perform and, like, thinking about it on an outside perspective, I was like, oh, that'd be so cool if I could like rock a crowd of thousands of people
I
or
love
like,
that.
yeah. So for me, my finding myself was like trying to get over that and be more comfortable with that and like in doing more performances I was able to get more comfortable with that and nowadays it's like a switch I just turn on and I'm just like yeah okay let's go let's make it happen.
Of course. I was gonna ask you,
Mm.
because we are fellow Filipinos and Filipinas, you definitely grew up with karaoke. Did you sing growing up? Did your parents ever tell you to, sing in front of everyone, pay you $20, like go sing?
uh no, like the bribery of the titas and titos
Yeah. Oh my
as
gosh.
Filipinos or as Filipino kids growing up. No, that was more so like, hey, like if you all dance the Macarena at the family party, we're gonna throw
Uh-huh.
money at
Oh,
you.
I love that.
Or like, here,
Yeah.
give me a kiss, I'll give you $5. So I was like,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, so it was more so like the dance aspect.
Mhm.
Like when I was a kid, I was asked to do like I wasn't even really like a dancer as a kid,
Mhm.
and I was even still shy like back then doing stuff like that. Um, but they'd be like, "Hey, your tita's having this family party. Choreograph like this dance to the Backstreet Boys, and
Mhm.
we'll give you money." I was like, "Oh, okay, sure." But when it came to karaoke, I I honestly like I did like singing as a child,
Hmm.
but just in my own little bubble, you
Okay,
know?
yeah.
Even with like rapping and stuff, like I like doing all that in my own bubble.
Hmm.
I feel like for me with anything that like anything creative, like I want to make sure that I'm good at it and comfortable with doing it before showing the world.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I don't want to have those moments where I'll be like doing something creative and new and
Hmm.
people will look at it and be like, that's like that's not great
Uh-huh.
because it's gonna shoot down my
Of
confidence. Be
course,
like,
like
oh, okay,
discourage.
it's trash, so
Hmm.
I don't want to showcase that anymore.
No, I like the way you think about that because I
Hmm.
think sometimes people do say a lot. Like not saying exposed, but they say more than they need to, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's better to just keep it in you and
Hmm.
kind of wait until the thing actually happens, and then boom, like
Yeah.
depends, but
Mm. Yes. I mean, so just going back for me with karaoke, like I
mhm,
wasn't really comfortable. Like I started doing like I started joining in karaoke with like cousins
of
first
course, yeah.
because if it's just me and the cousins,
Uh-huh.
like they, I think my cousins and like that generation or like my family in general, they know me the best and they've seen like my weirdest selves and
Uh-huh.
like my most vulnerable selves.
Of
So like
course.
they know me in totality and they like I don't mind showing them my absolute weirdness.
Mhm.
When it comes to like friends and stuff, I'll kind of dial it down just a little bit more. When it comes to new people I know, I'll dial it down just a little bit more because I
Yeah.
don't want to say or do something that, it is genuinely me, but I still want to like give people that gauge and like
Of
peel
course.
back the layers
Yeah.
before you know that I'm a complete fucking weirdo. You
No.
know what I mean?
I feel that though,
Yeah.
because yeah, I can't just like you know you you
Yeah.
you can't know someone already like from that one night.
Yeah.
I feel like you build on it and
Yeah.
it
I
builds your
mean, yeah,
character.
there are some people who will just out the gate be like, "Hey, this is
This
me."
is me.
Like
Yeah.
take it or leave it. And
True.
I commend people who could do that. For me, I need to like
Let me
build my
build
way
my.
up
Of
to it.
course. Yeah.
But yeah, so like the first time I did like public karaoke was probably honestly I think like like 2019 or 2020. So like I
Okay.
went out with
Yeah.
friends. Like I told you, I'm part of my collective trifecta.
Yes.
So a few of them came to Toronto, I think, for another performance. And then there were like a couple of new people who were in the group that I was meeting for the first time, and they were like, "Hey, we're doing karaoke tonight. You come through." I was like, "Okay, fine, let's do it."
Yeah.
But like, I feel like also because some of those people were new, I felt like, hey, this could be a time where I can like introduce myself for the first time and make it feel like I'm already comfortable at this. I mean, I was already comfortable at performance and singing and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
from the beginning, but it's in like a karaoke perspective, I feel like it's a different part of your brain that you're exercising and a different part of my like my internal things that I want
Hmm.
to expose to people,
Uh huh.
So, yeah, that was like it was only a few years ago where I like started publicly karaokeing. And then
That's.
now I fucking love it.
I know
Like
it's a
I
fun
now
time.
I'm like posting videos of me doing it
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Yo, look at this crazy shit that I did this one time."
I
So,
love that.
yeah, it took a while to build. So yeah, it's interesting that your music career didn't really start in high school. So like where did that start for you? Or like where did your interest and passion for rap begin?
I would say that it all started actually in elementary school because we were writing a bunch of poems, and we had a whole poetry slam and all that. So I think and I was involved in that. So from then, it led on to the raps, but I think because of high school and the people that I was around, like I said, I grew up with sports, so I was able to hang with the guys. And I would see that there's people who have their own interest in music, and they would create their own huddle, and then some of them would be freestyling, and I was real at that point. I was shy about that. Like I wouldn't go in, or I wouldn't say like, oh, I want to try rapping, and so I was just observing. But then I think one time it was just one time I was hanging out with some of the guys, and then they played an instrumental. It was Holy Water by The Game. And hearing that instrumental, I was like, ooh, like, I don't know, I was kind of feeling it. And then went back home, listened to the instrumental nonstop, and then fell asleep, and then woke up, and it started coming out of my head. And once it started flowing out of my head, I looked at it and I was like, wow, maybe I have like potential of doing something with this. And that was a moment that I believed in myself, you know? And it was such a huge moment in me because the way how it happened, it was just, you know, listening to the beat, feeling moved, moving with that energy, and listening to it that night, then going to bed, waking up, and the the words just started flowing out of it. And I think once I started listening to it again in the morning, it just came out. And yeah, having that belief in me really sparked it. And because of that, I think, again, with that sports mentality of that underdog feel, because I'm tiny and I feel like I've been tiny my whole freaking life. But again, it's that underdog mentality that you want to prove to people that you can do it. And I was doing that with sports, and then I started applying that to a lot of other things, like a first job. And you know, because people don't know who I am until, you know, people are always gonna judge you by, you know, first impressions, right? And whether or not, if you're tall, like they'll notice, oh, you're so tall, oh, you're so small, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think with that moment, it just, I became acceptance in that, and then just started to follow within the YouTube beats, you know, the YouTube type beats, going on YouTube and searching up instrumentals, and then just listening to it as I do random things at my house, and then trying to find inspiration or feel that inspiration, that and anything that kind of popped up. But yeah, I think that I would say it kind of started then, like with that. And I wouldn't even say, oh, yeah, I'm trying to rap and all that. But college, then, of course, I would also say pushed it even further because I grew up, and now that and I was doing marketing too. So I think it kind of fell into the point of like, do I want to do music, right? And am I going to market this music? How am I going to market myself? And this was like back in 20, maybe before COVID, maybe like before 2019. But yeah, I would say from like elementary, high school, college, I think I've definitely built from that, and then writing my own raps to the YouTube type beats, you know, and then posting it on Instagram when Instagram didn't even have reels. It was only, you would post the video and then you would have to watch the whole thing. And I don't know, it was different. Like I did only minute videos, so they were short enough for you to watch and enough for you to want more. And I think I did the same thing with not using my voice with any auto tune or anything. It was just raw. Literally my iPhone mic, me, and a speaker playing the YouTube beat, type beat. And that was my 2019 year of doing that. But then that's how I kind of build my fan base from that. And I was still chubby back then. I was still chubby at that peak.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you saying that you always had that confidence, like I feel like
Yeah.
that was never a factor for you.
Yeah, it
Doesn't seem
never,
like it.
no, it never did.
Hmm.
Although, like, I think that's why I find after that 2019 year, obviously COVID hit, right? And that was probably the like, well, wow, what a time to be alive, you know? It was something to it was gonna make you or break you, and I definitely made sure that it made me, but it definitely broke me at the beginning. But I had bounced back from a panic attack and a lot of realization, especially when you hit rock bottom, because the only way to get back is up, right? From rock bottom. And then I started to start listening to myself, because health is wealth, you know? And at the end of the day, if I really wanted to start this music, I need to make sure that I'm good. And I think that's when I started to realize that health is wealth, and prioritize my health and well-being. So then I took a whole spiritual journey and physical, mental, everything. So then I started changing my mindset, and then grew that confidence because I lost the weight by myself. I lost the weight by going to the gym and showing up for myself. And I think you have a different kind of confidence, especially when you do it for yourself. And not saying, of course, everyone's going to bug you. It came to a point where obviously people started to bug me about, my weight, and especially family. And then, of course, you're going to get mad. But this is real, man. Like, I feel like this growing up as a chubby kid has definitely, I don't know, like, it definitely didn't bother me as much until a point where obviously I'm old enough to know that, wow, my health is not good. I need to make sure that I'm taking on better habits instead of old bad ones. So yeah, I think because of that, and without that moment, I wouldn't be Villa today. And that's where that 2022 year, when everyone started to get back with concerts, that's when, Villa really came out. Because I think at that point, I'm like, I'm ready.
Yeah, you evolved from
Yeah.
from young Villa to Villa, right?
Yes! Oh my gosh, crazy, yeah.
I feel like Nardwar. I'm like dropping all these
I know,
bombshells.
that's
I went to Iona. I was Young Villa. You know my real name.
that's so giving. Oh my
No,
gosh, that's
I remember
giving.
you telling me that. I remember you telling me that back in the days, or like you mentioned it
Yeah.
in passing before.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it's yeah. I guess like having like I can see the transformation, and like it's great that you took that opportunity where some people might have folded in those moments, in those years where we weren't able to perform and put out music and stuff like that, but you really took advantage of that, which is great.
Thank you.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier inspirations. So who, as a lyricist, who are your top 3 inspirations as a lyricist?
Ooh.
We'll compare notes.
Ooh. I like Nos. Nos. I gotta give love to Lauryn Hill.
Mhm.
Because Lauryn Hill gives the storytelling, and yeah, and I feel her energy, and she's so real, Like, she talks about real life stuff.
Mhm.
And then, yo, Kendrick and J. Cole is like still but
Mhm.
I would say I would say Kendrick also, because Kendrick gives that energy, that ball,
Yeah.
that
And
big ball of
and
energy,
he is also tiny but mighty.
Yes, and that's how I can see that, and the way how like, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you
Yeah.
like that
Like he
kind of
just says everything with his
like,
chest. And even though
yes.
he's like this tall,
Uh-huh.
like he's such a presence, and you can't say nothing about it. Like,
Yes.
how I feel like, however, it doesn't matter how you look, or how how you look physically.
Mhm.
I feel like no matter how big your energy is, that really shines through it all.
I agree.
Yeah. Like for me, when I started boxing recently, like it's there can be guys who are like around my size, or like maybe even smaller or shorter than me. Um, but like some of them will come with just like the way you look at them, like you can feel their energy.
Oh yeah.
Someone will be like, yeah, I could probably hit him good a couple times. And then there are some guys who will be like, no, he looks like he'll fuck me up,
Yeah.
even though he's like this tall.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's at the end of the day, I always feel like it's an energy thing.
I agree. You can't buy
Mhm.
energy either.
Yeah, and I feel like you and I are pretty confident people.
Yes.
And like personality wise, but
Mhm.
some people might not have that.
Yeah. And some
Um,
people might feel that your confidence energy is affecting them or
Yeah.
something, like,
Mhm.
but it's just how you are, it's like but you feel good in your skin. Like, I
Yeah.
can say I'm happy that I, like, inside and out, I feel great,
Mhm.
in my body, and I love myself, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
No one can be like you.
Yes, no one can't be like me.
And that's my transition point to get into this song.
Yeah.
Uh,
That is perfect.
yeah. So we're gonna get into one of Villa's joints. This is a new song you put out recently, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna get into one of Villa's joints. Hopefully, you can hear the growth and the inspiration through this new song by Villa. It's called "Can't Be Like Me." You're listening to it here on the Super Dope Radiocast.
One of a kind deck, 52 weeks, girl, hard for the checks. Hop on a plane, jet, taking off, can't help if you slept. Pilot episode test, can't hang with the crew, can't hang with the rest. Smoking the good, puffing my chest. You want the smoke instead? One of a kind can't be like me. One of one can't be like me. I've just begun, can't be like me. That's what you get, who say la vie. Tiny mighty, but you come with a beast. Table talks, I be bringing a feast. I am the boss and I am the queen. Can't be like me, can't be like me. And be like, what? Who? Can't be like me, can't be like me. Like what? Who? Can't be like me, can't be like me. What? Can't be like me, can't be like me. Make a wish, can't be like me. Plenty fish, can't be like me. Filipina like goddess. He likes my tongue cause I'm honest. He likes the way I throw it back. I gave it back like I promised. I take control cause I harness. Got no space for the heartless. I ain't got time for no games. I'm by my bag, money conscious. Eye candy, movie cinema. Crystalline, all silica. Stone body, high indica. Tiny mighty, no diminisher. Tap out, I'ma make you quit. Mortal Kombat, I'ma finish her. Stay in my lane, can't take a hit. Ride or die, ain't no switching up. Birds of a feather flock, filter the ones you know who gon' rot. Ain't no state of shock, the least you expect, be planning the plot. Can't run, they get caught, roll with the squad. First lady and she coming up hot. Villa snaps, she's breaking the charts. 777, hit that kind can't be like me. One of one can't be like me. I've just begun, can't be like me. That's what you get, who say la vie. Tiny mighty, but you come with a beast. Table talks, I be bringing a feast. I am the boss and I am the queen. Can't be like me, can't be like me. And be like, what? Who? Can't be like me, can't be like me. Like what? Who? Can't be like me, can't be like me. What? Who? Can't be like me, can't be like me. Make a wish, can't be like me. Plenty fish, can't be like me. One of a kind deck, 52 weeks, girl, hard for the checks. Hop on a plane, jet, taking off, can't help if you slept. Pilot episode test, can't hang with the crew, can't hang with the rest. Smoking the good, puffing my chest. You want the smoke instead?
All right, and we're back. That was "Can't Be Like Me" by Villa.
Hey.
So yeah, like the reason Villa's here today is because we just had an all-out war this past weekend. Like I mentioned, PhilCan does this event every year, more or less, called SUPERDOPE, and it's a performance competition event. So you and I performed for SUPERDOPE the very first time
Yes.
2 years ago.
2022.
Different teams, different opponents. But then this year, based on our performances last year, they put us up against each other.
Yes.
So what was your, what were your thoughts when you found out that we were going head to head?
Okay, so Keith actually, he was actually hinting it to me, saying, "Yo, you and G should verse each other," and I'm like, But he had already had that idea, and I'm sure he had also pitched it, and I'm sure everyone also agreed that we both brought a lot of energy, because he also had mentioned, like, you both have energy. And it's funny because this was like, I think maybe, I don't know when this was, but I remember him just kind of going like, yo, you and G, like battling, oh, that'd be good, kind of thing. And then, but yeah, like hearing it, I'm like, yo, this is sick. And I was actually nervous too, because I remember from the last time you definitely won that with a landslide, which is great. It was cool. And this is the first PhilCan event that I actually had attended. No, it was the second one, but like this was like the major big one. So it was really cool. And and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the challenge.
So let's
What did you-
I'll tell you my perspective.
Yeah.
So in my perspective, before, like, we both applied for a SUPERDOPE, and then before they announced who was going head to head, I was trying to think, like, who are they gonna put me up against, like, because I know they kind of section us off by groups and pairs already.
Yes.
Just for, in terms of energy and style and what kind of maybe categories they want to, there's a hair. or it's like a fluff. Like what kind of categories they want to put people against to, kind of make it both even and both entertaining for whatever themes they want for the competitors. So I was looking at the list. I was like, okay, all these people, like these are the artists who are going to be part of SOCOP. And I was looking down the list. I was like, who are they going to put me against? Like, I was like, are they going to are John Q and I are going to rematch?
Yes. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe like Mikey.
Yeah.
Or like Melrose or something, because
yep.
those two have like
Energy.
crazy energy on
Yep.
stage. And I know you had crazy energy as well too, but I don't know if they were gonna do like another like a female MC battle.
Right.
But I'm really glad that they didn't
Go that
box it in
route.
like that.
Yes.
Because especially in this field, like there's really no advantage or disadvantage to being a male or female artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that they recognize that.
I know, I love
and
that.
Recognize, like I have so much respect for that, and that they recognize they strictly recognize energy.
Yes.
And
Oh,
no
yes.
no segregation between gender or what have you.
Yeah. Very true.
So at the time I didn't even think that we were gonna go against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they mentioned it to me, or like I found out. I was like, fuck. Okay. Because
Yeah.
leading up to it,
Yeah.
I had a song in mind that I was already working on, and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do for Sock Up this year? Like, I'm gonna try to get ahead of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a song in mind. Let's see if I could play you a bit of it.
Yeah.
But I had a song in mind, and I was like, okay, this is the route I want to go. I want to make sure it's different than Gang Love, but still with like high energy, and try to come correct with it this
Yeah.
year, but different.
Of course.
So I had this song in mind. I'll play you a bit of it here, just a bit of it right here.
I've been putting work in from the jump, thought I told you. I've been putting work in from the jump, thought I told you. I've been putting work in from the jump, thought I told you. I've been putting work in from the jump, thought I told you. I've been putting work in from the jump, thought I told you. I've been putting work in from the jump, thought I told you. I've been putting work in from the jump.
Play just a little snippet of that.
I've been putting work in from the jump, thought I told you. From the jump, thought I told you. From the jump.
Did you make this beat?
Yeah.
Sick.
So it's like a very rough mix, but I was putting the idea together,
Yeah.
and then
You'd go off on this. What? Like. Hey.
so yeah, I started putting that together, and I was doing it ahead of time, like a couple months before.
Mhm.
And then when I found out I was battling you, I was like I don't know how well that would work against you.
That would have been crazy.
I feel like it would have slapped.
Uh-huh.
But my mentality, and now we can talk about strategy, but my
Yes.
mentality going into it was like I have an idea, like everyone is well aware of who you are as a performer, what kind of energy you bring, also what
Yes.
kind of sound you bring.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I assumed that you're probably going to come with like a hard trap-ish banger,
Yeah.
kill the stage and like have that high energy to it. And I felt like that song was kind of in that same space.
Yes.
So my ideology was, and I explained this on stage beforehand, like if you and I are punching, at the same level in the same kind of sound, I feel like you would have a leg up because you're such a fan favorite.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I don't want to do like this, us two doing the same kind of sound, because I feel like I'll probably lose.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I like killed it on stage, I just feel like at the end of the day, you would probably have a few more points on me in that regard. So I was like, okay, well, like what can I do? So my first idea was to make like, just like jokingly, but still just something to win the crowd over. So it would have been like I want not like a love song, but like something R&B ish.
Yeah.
But just like praising you
Uh-huh.
and being like having compliments and stuff about you,
Mhm.
and like having people like scream your name.
Yeah.
So I was like, like, should I do that? I had an idea for it. I was working on it, and I was like, nah. I couldn't get the beat down. So after that, I was like, okay, if she's going like new school trap, what if I go old school boom bap
Yeah.
and
Yes.
and take that approach? So I felt like that I can have more stage presence with. I can play around with even more.
Yes.
And then I can like, I had all these elements that I wanted to do with it. So yeah, that's my approach and my strategy with when I found out I had to battle you.
I love
So
that.
so what was your approach and your strategy in coming up with your song and your set and everything within that?
Well, I definitely looked back, not that I looked at the videos, but I just would remember how it felt, or like with your energy on stage 2 years ago with Sakop, and I'm like, damn, he really did that, because it was so cool to experience your performance. So I knew I also had to do something hype, but I also had to kind of think outside the box. And I was thinking about how with Sakop, with the whole event, people might have been focused on what they were going to perform. And I was focused on how am I going to perform it? And what can I do that is different from what I've done before? Because I feel like I do get a little bit of pressure of what comes out of Villa, from the next thing, and what's next with Villa, and but it's also like, something inner with me too, and always wanting to strive to be better and learn from my mistakes or any hiccups that have happened. But I thought about story time. Like, not story time, but I thought about trying to show who I really am as a person. Like, yes, I am this rapper, this Filipino rapper named Villa. And yeah, I'm hype, all that stuff. Maybe you can say 1, 2, 3, some of these things, but I want to show you why I'm here. And like, this is why I'm here and I'm doing this. And I think I wanted to go more of the like the underdog mentality, but also kind of simmer it down and show why, like, show the poetry side of me, like that I was talking about in elementary. And I think it was one of those things that I'm like, okay, I have to, one, think of a story, think of an entrance of how I can get into this, two, perform the song that is very Villa of me and my own track, and then how am I going to end it? And that was to use it in a poetic way. And yeah, and I think because I was able to, because I actually had the song already recorded at the very beginning when we started doing the shows with the prelims, and I had already had it. So I think because I already knew the song and I just had to practice the song, know my lyrics, all that stuff, I just wanted to kind of go in a different way. Like, again, underdog mentality, plus the song Thrill in Manila is boxing related, and I know you box, so that is also one thing that I had kept in mind, because I'm like, this is his element, he loves boxing. So I'm like, let me try to play around with some boxing stuff, and then then it kind of came all together.
And then so with your performance, so for that boxing element, you ended up printing this right here.
Yes.
A full-size face of my head that you taped to boxing gloves or pads.
Yes.
And you punched it on stage.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I saw your boxing entrance and everything, and then you were performing, and I saw Ness in the corner. But then I didn't notice my face until like halfway through the song, and I was like,
hold up.
Is that my face? Did she just box my face on stage? I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And I was dying of laughter because I'm like, yo, you seriously did that? And I know you've mentioned this too. It's fully laminated, like great quality.
I'm sorry,
like,
probably I might have
not.
messed
I mean,
up the whatever, because I punched it, but it's.
Yeah, look, it has. Yeah, you broke my face up pretty good right here. but at least I can, but like it's like
It's all love
lemonade.
too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all like
no, of
fun
course.
and games and
Yeah, and
the
it's
competitiveness.
yeah, and it's like it's now, and I can keep this as a
Of course.
keepsake. This is my L. Yeah, she took my head off. So yeah, for what I did as a physical gimmick, I had the black tape that crossed out
Oh my gosh,
the villa. And
That was
I'll
a classic.
yeah, I'll show you the picture of it right here. It might be a picture, it might be a boomerang. I know I have both. I just don't remember what I put or what I have. So this is what I did for my physical aspect of my performance. And yeah, like you said, at the end of the day, it's all love. But at the same time, we're able to have fun with it and like play around with it, but not in a way that's disrespectful, which is great. And same with everyone else. Like at the end of the day, it's all love for the people.
For the people, yo.
That's what X was saying, and it is for the people.
It is.
What else did I want to mention? You know what? Let's get into the song that you performed.
Yeah.
So yeah, you said this is Thriller Manila, and it's coming out when?
This Wednesday, the 27th or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so the day.
Literally Wednesday.
The day after this drops. Oh no, this Wednesday, like 2 days from now.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I-
this is dropping
yeah.
in 2 days from today, but it would have been 6 days since it's dropped when this drops.
Yes.
So this next song is Thriller in Manila. This is what killed me at Sako, and this is gonna kill on Spotify now.
Heard you taking shots, taking shot like it's free. Don't be crying around when you know that it's me. Worry about you, but you still worry about me. How you want the chicken when we're only serving up beef? Thriller in Manila, I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm a fighter, I'm a hustler, champ, blood in my stream. I got Creed, I got Rocky Southpaw in my jeans. Underdog, hidden headlines, people watch out and see. Thriller in Manila, I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm a fighter, I'm a hustler, champ, blood in my stream. I got Creed, I got Rocky Southpaw in my jeans. Underdog, hidden headlines, people watch out and see. Watch out and see, people like what they see. 3 stars and the sun, yeah, I rep Philippines. Tiny piece energy, got the gas, no Celine. Tiny, mighty, heavy hitter, Filipina machine. Rumble in the jungle, feel the pound, my struggles. I'm turning nothing into something, turn a stack into double. Found a piece of my puzzle, only vision is tunnel. I'm so hungry, I can't share my plate, I can't knock the hustle. Crowds on their feet, strive and compete. Float like a butterfly, sing like a bee. I'm talking defense, more bob and a weave. Took the long lost road, I'ma succeed, don't need receipts. Thriller in Manila, I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm a fighter, I'm a hustler, champ, blood in my stream. I got Creed, I got Rocky Southpaw in my jeans. Underdog, hidden headlines, people watch out and see. Thriller in Manila, I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm a fighter, I'm a hustler, champ, blood in my stream. I got Creed, I got Rocky Southpaw in my jeans. Underdog, hidden headlines, people watch out and see. I've been waiting too damn long, this is my time now. It's Villa season, I ain't quitting, no, I won't back down. Calling me versus me, this is my throne crown. Have you ever seen a Filipina pound for pound? Kahit kailan di ako nasusuko para sa puso. Honest, I'm truthful. Playing the game, I'm just looking for the loophole. Running back to the ring like I'm playing for the Super Bowl. I picked the hard route, didn't take no handout. Knew I was different from the start, I had to stand out. Don't worry about how, I got my doubts out. I'm talking second round, left hook with the knockout like I'm Pacquiao. Thriller in Manila, I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm a fighter, I'm a hustler, champ, blood in my stream. I got Creed, I got Rocky Southpaw in my jeans. Underdog, hidden headlines, people watch out and see. Thriller in Manila, I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm a fighter, I'm a hustler, champ, blood in my stream. I got Creed, I got Rocky Southpaw in my jeans. Underdog, hidden headlines, people watch out and see.
And once again, that was Thriller in Manila, the new song by Villa. Yeah, that was a song you performed against me at
Yes.
Sako. What were your thoughts and your perspective of my performance when you saw me perform?
When I was hearing, first of all, I was hearing the Spice Girls, you know, and it was really cool how, how you were able to flip those songs and remix it,
Mhm.
and then you had a more boom bap style, and I really like that, and it was like something that was so cool of your side that you were able to do both of those. And then I'm sorry, but when you did the crowd surf, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you mean this right here?
Yeah, I was like, damn.
This is crazy, right?
I was like, no way. I couldn't even record it because I was so in the moment. I was so shocked, and I was like, damn. I was like, I've never done that before.
Mhm.
And that inspired me though.
Yeah.
Because when
Do-
I saw that, that was confidence.
Yeah.
That's you knowing, and it just went with it. You flowed with it,
Mhm.
and people were carrying you, and it was so cool. And then like they were chanting your name,
Yeah.
and it was really cool.
So I had that idea. I wanted to do that for the last Sako. I was like, I've always wanted to crowd surf.
Yes.
I've never found the organic opportunity to do it.
Oh man.
So I was like, can I do it here? Is there a way I can do it for this first Sako?
Uh-huh.
And then I decided against it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna scrap it. I'm just gonna like jump into the crowd, do whatever,
Yes.
this and that. And then this time around, I was like, after finding out I was going up against you, I was like, I need to do something in terms of crowd interaction that will like for sure cement my win
Uh-huh.
and be like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to. I'm gonna crowd surf and jump into the crowd and finally get this milestone, this performance milestone.
Yeah.
And it still wasn't enough.
No,
It
but it,
still wasn't enough against you.
no, but I'm telling you, when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like the fact that you just did it here, at the event in the flesh, and just seeing it happen, I was like, wow. And then they're literally like
Yeah, I
lifting
felt
you.
it
and
was like my own bar
whoa,
mitzvah.
That
I
was
was like,
so cool.
and I
yeah.
didn't expect them to like parade me around.
Exactly. That's
And I was like,
yeah.
I didn't even realize I was already down at that other side of the stage
Yes.
until looking back at the footage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it's a liberating experience to be held while you're performing.
Yeah,
It was
that
like
was
amazing.
so cool. I bet it
mean-
was unreal.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it was premeditated with the group. I was like,
Yes.
because we were talking about what we wanted to do,
Right.
and I was like, yo guys, like, I want to crowd surf.
Yeah.
Can you help me?
Yes.
Stand over here, and when I,
love
hold my hands
that.
out
Yeah.
and drop back, just
You are
go to catch me.
Yes.
And I didn't expect them to hold me up as long as they did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I was like, hey, hold me up as long as you can.
Yeah.
If I start slipping, just let me go.
Yeah.
But it was like the whole end of the song. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
That
And I'm
was
glad
so
people got
cool.
footage because like I didn't get any footage myself. But yeah, I'm glad people got footage and I was able to see it like right afterwards. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't. I
It was
guess
so cool though.
yeah, I
It was
guess
so cool.
Thanks. But yeah, I guess it wasn't enough because like you performed after me and you killed it. You ripped the stage and you punched my face in too.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I know. Hey, no, it's all love. And then, so in my perspective of your performance,
Mhm.
like in watching you perform second, you had your whole intro. I was like, cool. You had your whole performance. I was like, I recognize this song. Like, I think you did it before, but you're still ripping it on stage. And I was like, I think I got this. I stage dove. Like, how can you outdo stage diving?
Yeah.
How? And then when you started doing your spoken word and it was about like women's empowerment and and just your presence within our music community and stuff like that, I was sitting back there. I was like, okay, like if anything is gonna make me lose, it's this moment right here.
Uh-huh.
And then I think like in my perspective, I think that was the thing that really tipped the scale because I felt like it was very close,
Yes.
and like I felt that was the thing. Like for me, I had the wow factor,
Mhm.
but then you had that inspirational factor, and you pulled on people's heartstrings. And I feel and I see that you do that a lot with your performances in different ways. Like you have the high energy, but you also have that vulnerable side of you.
Mhm.
So I think you showcasing all of those things is really what tipped the scale and got you that W. So
I appreciate
Yeah.
that, and like I said, if it wasn't for you and your talent, that wouldn't, it challenged me, right?
Mhm.
And the community, like challenging me. So of course, being in a competition with you, or being in a battle,
Yeah.
being in the battle, I knew I had to be better than last year or be better
Yeah.
than the 2 years ago that we did it from before.
Mhm.
And just that what is it? What am I trying to say? Predictability,
Mhm.
because I think a lot of people, I feel like I've done a lot of performances, whether that be big, small, whatever it is. I don't want people to predict me,
Yeah.
So
And I
like,
tried to as much as I could,
yes,
and then you went a little left at the very end, and I was
yes.
like, oh damn, okay,
And
cool.
I think that is probably what I like about the music part,
Mhm.
that I can be able to do those two sides and to show that I can be really hype and all that stuff and fun. But then, of course, I want to show, yeah, like you said, like the vulnerable side of me and
Mhm.
show what music actually does for me because I'm very passionate about it. And I think that inspiring others is probably the highest form for myself that I
Yeah.
can do as a human being and being on this earth. So I really do find that music has definitely helped me find purpose in
Mhm.
my own life. So yeah, I was happy I was able to do that with you in this and bless the stage with you.
Mhm.
So it was a great battle. Like it also still, like your performance humbled myself too. Like I'm very inspired.
Mhm.
Trust me, anytime I see any artist do something that is not from the normal, like you just crowd surfed. Excuse me? Who has done that in the
Yeah.
community? I don't think
I
anyone has.
Yeah, I was talking about it
So
with Reiji after too. He was
yeah,
like, or like Reiji and like I think Ian or something, and they were like, "Yo, I don't think anyone in our community
I
has
was
done that
gonna
yet."
say,
And
yep.
I was like, "I'm the first."
I know, and I'm inspired.
And the next time I find the opportunity to do it again, I'm gonna do it again
Oh yeah.
and again and again, or do
Yes.
something even different. I'm gonna like climb like 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Like I'm always trying to innovate and do something
Yes.
different, and
As you should.
and 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 I feel like you do this too. Like we're always trying to just put on the best show and make ourselves memorable in what we do on stage and leave it all on the stage.
Mhm.
But yeah, so congrats on your win
Thank you so
with the round,
much.
and and with the whole battle itself, because um Team Cine Gang Gang officially did win by 1 point.
Yes, that was.
Yeah.
I loved
Uh
it.
yeah, it was close. It was
It.
another good year. It was fun.
Yep.
Um but yeah, like I, it was dope, but I think like for me it's like in being a performer part of Sako, there's so much like stress
Yeah.
and like you want to perfect everything and make the song perfect,
Of
memorize all your
course.
lyrics.
Yes.
I think next year I would want to be and Reiji and the team listen close. I think I would want to be either a judge or one of the coaches for next year.
Ooh,
So
I
keep that in
love
mind.
that.
'Cause like I
Yo.
love performing. I love the aspect of
Foreshadow.
performing. Yeah, but I would also want to give opportunities to other people to be
Of
part of it,
course.
but
Yeah.
still be part of it in some capacity where I can share my knowledge and
I love
and share my
that.
experience and help uh a new generation of performers
I love
do
that.
this. Would you want to perform again next year, or like judge or coach, or what do you think?
Oh my gosh, I've thought about that too. With in a way, I'm like, I don't know when this would happen, but I would also like to coach as well. And but of course, I'm still learning, right? And as I go, but eventually, I would love to be a coach and
Yeah.
honor that and also inspire the next, just like
Mhm.
you were saying, and teach them what you know, and even learning from the artists themselves too, because yeah, as coaches and students and all that, or you know, you work together, like they, you gotta make sure that you show up too, and be there,
Mhm.
and your coach will too. And I would love to shout out X for being an amazing coach. And
And rest flow
yes,
from
of
my end.
course, and restful.
Yeah.
But I just really appreciate how X is so real, and tells me how it is. And I'm a coachable person, so I want to hear
Mhm.
that that critique, you know.
Yeah.
I want to be better, and that's something that X does is and it's for the people. Like he
Mhm.
really had made it clear that this is for the people, and I really felt that energy, and that
Mhm.
because of the way how X showed up, I wanted to make sure that I showed up for him too.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where also I had that spark of creativity of like, okay, now what should I do now?
Mhm.
What can I do next that Villa has never done yet, and what can I do to grow from it?
Yeah.
So I think, again, yeah, thank you, X, for challenging me in that sense. And I love it when people challenge me, and as much as people coaching me, because I want to learn, you know?
Mhm.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like I feel like as artists, you should be humble in the fact that you're always learning and you're always a student. But also I feel like you and I are both things. Like we're both students of the game, but we also have enough knowledge that we can share some of those things with people. We might not be
Yes.
full masters at it, but we have a good amount of knowledge where we could be like, hey, this is my experience, this is what I've learned. Here, let me show you some of that.
Especially people who are starting up,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Or getting their feet in the water.
Yeah, yeah. So just one more thing with Sako. Aside from us as performers, who was your favorite performance of the night? One performer, and it can either be part of the Sako competition or one of the half times or.
I always love Tino Star's
Oh,
performance.
of course.
And I invited actually some people out to come, and this was the first time that they attended a Phil Can event, and they loved it. So
Mhm.
I'm happy to bring people out and share the community and
Mhm.
you know, showcase the artists and all that. But it was also the rap battle, because I've never been in a rap battle.
Yeah.
I've never been in the flesh of, like, in the energy of it, and it was
Mhm.
insane. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that was really cool to experience.
Yeah.
That was like on its own sector,
Mhm.
you know, factor. So
Yeah.
that was really cool to see that.
Shout out to Melrose for winning that
Yeah.
round for our team
And
and holding it
Donovan.
down. Yeah.
Shout out Donovan too.
Yeah, and that was I think that was Melrose's first battle.
Mhm.
But yeah, shout out to them. My favorite performance of the evening was Akua.
Oh yeah,
Akua is
yes.
so sick.
Akua,
Like
yes.
he's such a dope artist.
I
And-
love Akua, yeah.
yeah, and I won't be surprised if he's. I'm not gonna be surprised if he's on Sock Up next year.
Oh, I would. Oh my
And if I'm
gosh,
coaching
yes.
Akua, I'm gonna fight for you to be on my team. Yeah, he's a great performer. Great
Yes.
stage presence, especially somebody coming out of the
Outside
community.
from, of course.
And it's a non-Filipino coming into the Filipino music community,
Mhm.
and like still being such a force. You know?
Yes, his energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna shy away. You
Mhm.
know, like he was still himself, and that's who Akua is. So.
Yeah. He's great.
Mhm.
So we got about 2 minutes left. So last two things, if we can crunch this in 2 minutes. What are three words that describe what you want to leave as a musician? So so for me, mine is as a musician, the things that I strive for is spreading joy,
Mhm.
and spreading knowledge,
I love that.
and inspiring people.
Yes. I that's pretty much in my alley.
Mhm.
But definitely inspiring the next,
Hmm.
because I think inspiring the next is huge, because that is the future.
Hmm.
But I also, don't get me wrong, I love to challenge people who are, like, you know, same age or who or even older than I am, you know,
Mhm.
give them a different outlook in life, and getting challenged by that. And I think, yeah, like, knowledge is power, and knowing what greatness is and greatness in you,
Hmm.
you are able to do whatever you can, you know?
Yeah.
And but yeah, like, I think the whole inspiring others and just being the most authentic self that I can be, and living that life that I've chose,
Yeah.
because I know a lot of people will regret things that they haven't done, and that's the thing. And especially if you're passionate about something, go do it. Do it.
Sick. Well, that was Villa. One more thing before we leave. Villa's gonna be in Netherlands performing at New School Rules.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yep. Other than that, we out this bitch. Peace.